This was making the rounds this morning online on X, and it's Barack Obama in 2010. Let's listen, and then I'll give it back to you.
There are those in the immigrants' rights community who have argued passionately that we should simply provide those who are illegally with legal status, or at least ignore the laws on the books and put an end to deportation until we have better laws. And often this argument is framed in moral terms. Why should we punish people who are just trying to earn a living? But I believe such an indiscriminate approach would be both unwise and unfair. It would suggest to those thinking about coming here illegally that there will be no repercussions for such a decision. And this could lead to a surge in more illegal immigration. And it would also ignore the millions of people around the world who are waiting in line to come here legally. Ultimately, our nation, like all nations, has the right and obligation to control its borders and set laws for residency and citizenship. And no matter how decent they are, no matter their reasons, the 11 million who broke these laws should be held accountable.
It's right on. It's in full support, you would think, of Homan and Noam and Bovino and all these guys out there trying to clean up our streets.
Yeah, I mean, that guy wouldn't have a prayer of winning a Democratic primary with that point of view today, right?
Well, he'd be considered a right-wing Nazi at this point.
I think the difference between then and now, he framed it as morals, right? Like it's, moral to allow these people to stay here. I don't think the left really even puts it into moral terms now. It's just straight nihilism, right? It's that laws don't apply, and the foundation of which is no one is illegal on stolen land. And if that is the permission structure you're operating under,
there are no laws.
There are no laws. You can do whatever you want. You can obstruct justice. You can get in the way and riot around law enforcement, because any of that is justified if that's your precondition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I would say one thing that's very interesting about that is that was in 2010. That was when the Dems still had faith that there would be this Obama coalition of how they could establish a permanent majority in America just because the Dems were so popular and Obama so charismatic. I think starting in 2012, they changed their tune. They were like, I don't think we have a permanent voting bloc in place. And that's when you started to see more of this leaning into dreamers. And we have to find a path to citizenship, a path to voters is what they essentially want. Is we have seen what's happening in Minnesota, where Democrats have realized there's a lot of money to be made and votes to be had if we just find these certain groups of people to pay off and let them run amok. And that's what the Democrat Party has become essentially, is they're happy to import voters that they can pay for who are reliable, as opposed to having to deal with losing to Donald Trump, not only the Electoral College, but the popular vote.